So I've showed you how to build a drawing editor in App Inventor, okay, and you can draw lines and you can make the draw dots big or small, okay. I've showed you how you can use the camera to let the user change the picture that appears here. Now I want to talk about some user interface things, and so one kind of really problem with the user interface right now is when I click these color buttons, it does change the color that gets drawn, but anytime the user does something like tries to change red to blue or green, you should give them immediate feedback, and your user interface should show what the current setting is. And right now these buttons don't show the current setting at all. So I'm going to first change this app so you always know if red, blue, or green has been chosen as the color. Okay, so I'm going to come back over to our designer, and earlier I made it so these guys had a background color, and I'm going to take that away. So I'm going to make it so the buttons don't have any color at all. Okay, and you'll notice it's just looks like this. Okay, and now instead of having these colors chosen or colored to start, I'm going to color them when they're chosen. So I'm going to go to my red button dot click, and let's kind of hide these camera blocks to give us some more room. But when each of these buttons is clicked, I'm going to not only change the canvas's color, paint color, but I'm going to change the color of the button. Okay, so when the red button is clicked, I'm going to change the color of the red button, and I'll grab it right here, and I'm going to change it also to red. Okay, so that's going pretty well. If I click red, that's great. If I click blue, it's not doing it yet because I haven't done that yet. So let's do kind of the same thing for these other color buttons. So if I click on the green button, then I want to change the green button's background color and change it to green. Okay, all's good so far. And for blue, I want to change its background color, and let's give us a little more room here. Okay, and just to keep things the way they are on the other ones, I'll reorder those guys. Okay, so now if I click on each button, it's not exactly what I want, right? Because really what I want is when I click on blue for it to be highlighted, but the other one's not to be highlighted. Okay, so I got to do a little more work. And what I'm going to do is when red gets clicked, I'm going to change the green button's background color, and I'm going to change it back to none. Okay, and I'm just going to copy that guy because I'm going to use it also in the blue button. Okay, and let's keep our ordering just for the heck of it. Okay, and I also, for the red, need to set the blue button's background. So we got to do a little bit of work here. And I want to set it to none. So I'm going to copy that guy, and then copy this whole thing, and change my blue button. That should happen also here for when the green button's clicked. So when green button's clicked, change blue button to none, change green button to green. When blue button's clicked, right now I'm changing green to none, but I also need to change red to none. So I'm going to grab a red button and make it none. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I really want to copy this guy. Okay, then I'm going to copy this whole guy because when the green button gets clicked, I want to also blank out the red one. So when each color is clicked, I make its color whatever it is, and then what I'm trying to do is blank out the other guys, and let's see if I got it right. It looks like my green button's not quite right. So when I click the green button, change it to green, blue and red should turn to none. Let's see what happens. Yeah, for some reason the blue button background is not changing to none. What do I got wrong here? Let's try reconnecting and see if App Inventor is just not quite caught up with the blocks that I changed. I think that's probably because the last one I did was this green button, and I think it was still using an earlier version in my testing software. So that's interesting. Let's check it out. So I think this is right. So the paint color always changes to the right color. The button background should change to the right color, and then we should blank out the correct ones here, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go back. There's our beautiful user interface. Now when I click on red, blue, red, that's good. Click on green, blue, green, and now it's working correctly. So this is not a great user interface. The main thing I want to show you is you always want the user to know which one has been chosen, and you want to give them feedback as soon as they make a click so they know that blue has been chosen or red has been chosen. And this is kind of a funky way as far as using buttons and changing the color of the buttons, but it does the job.